Hello students. So students, let us continue with the previous chapter, that is diversity in living organisms. Today we will finish this chapter and after that we will start revision. Okay. Vertebrates. The vertebrates, the animals belonging to this phylum vertebrates, they have true vertebral column and internal structure. Vertebral column is the backbone. Okay. And they have a skeleton also, internal skeleton also. The animals are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic, coelomic and segmented. So they have a true body cavity, they are coelomic, and they have a complex differentiation of body tissues and organs. So here the tissues are formed, the tissues are complex, and because of the formation of different types of tissues, organs can be formed. They have notochord. They have dorsal ventral root and they have paired gill pouches. Okay. So they have vertebral column. So means they have notochord also, because notochord is nothing but is a rod which runs along the entire back of the body. Dorsal nerve root means the spinal cord it shows the presence of spinal cord. Okay. Now vertebrates are grouped into 5 classes. First you see class Pisces. Now the characteristic features in class Pisces, all the organisms are fishes. They are aquatic. They means they live in water. The skin is covered with scales and they respire through gills. The body is streamlined. Most of the characters you know only. So the body is streamlined. They use the tail, the muscular tail for locomotion, means to move from one place to another place. They are cold-blooded animals. Now what are cold-blooded animals? Cold-blooded animals are those animals who adjust the temperature according to the surroundings. Means if outside temperature is very less, let us say outside temperature is 10 degree, so their body temperature will also become 10 degree. And if outside it is very hot or outside temperature is 35 degree Celsius, then their body temperature will also become 35 Celsius. Or if outside temperature is 42 or 45 Celsius, their body temperature will also become same. Okay, so they are cold-blooded animals. Okay. They have 2-chambered heart. Now, heart in mammals, in humans, the heart is 4-chambered, means it is divided into 4 parts, which are called as chambers. But here in Pisces, the heart is 2-chambered, means the heart is divided into 2 parts. Okay. In some cases, the skeleton is made entirely of cartilage. Now, what is cartilage? You bend your ear. You bend your ear. You can bend it, you can twist it. So this is cartilage. Okay, it is flexible. So in some cases, in some of the fishes, the body is entirely made up of cartilage. For example, shark. But in some cases, the skeleton is made up of bones and cartilage. Example, tuna or root. Example, you can see Scalidon and electric ray. Then we come to class Amphibia. Amphibia, they lack scales. They do not have scales. In class Pisces, the organisms, they have scales which protects the body. In fact, in amphibians, the animals, they lack scales. They have some glands, mucus secreting glands in the skin, which secretes mucus. That is why the body of the skin of the amphibians are slimy, because they have a mucus secreting glands on their skin. They have a 3-chambered heart, means here the heart is divided into 3 parts. Respiration is either through gills or lungs. So they respire through gills when they are in water, and when they are on land they respire through lungs. They lay eggs. Okay, and they are found both in land and water. Examples are frog, toad and salamander. Okay, now we come to another class, that is class Reptilia. Now in class Reptilia, the animals are cold-blooded. So in Animalia also, in Reptilia also the animals are cold-blooded. In Pisces also the animals are cold-blooded. In Amphibia also the animals are cold-blooded. That means they adjust with the surroundings, with the temperature of the surroundings. Okay. They have scales. In reptilia, they have scales and they breathe through lungs. That shows that mostly they are terrestrial and they breathe through lungs. Okay. They have three-chambered heart. Here also the heart is divided into three parts except crocodiles. Crocodiles, they have four-chambered heart like humans. The heart is divided into four chambers. They lay eggs. Examples are snakes, turtles, lizard, crocodiles. Okay, so you must have seen them. Lizard, that you all must have seen. So here the body is covered with scales. Okay. Now we come to another class, that is class apes. It includes birds. They are warm-blooded animals. Warm-blooded animals means their body temperature remains constant. It does not fluctuate with the change of the temperature in the environment. If the outside temperature is less, if the outside temperature is 10 degrees centigrade, then the body temperature will remain same. Okay? If the outside temperature is high, if it is 45 degrees Celsius, their body temperature will not change. Their body temperature will not become 45 degrees Celsius. It will remain same. So they maintain a constant body temperature. That is why they are warm-blooded animal. And in order to maintain a constant body temperature, lot of energy is needed. Okay, and you all know that energy, how we get energy? When oxygen combines with food, glucose, then we get energy, and this energy is used up in performing different life processes, and one of the important life process is respiration. Okay, now, so for that there should be a regular supply of oxygenated blood, and for that the heart is divided into four parts. Okay, because when heart is divided into four parts, the oxygenated blood can be supplied to the cells. They lay eggs and they have an outside covering of feathers which protects the body and also acts as an insulating layer. And here the two forelimbs are modified for flight. Okay. They breathe through lungs. And examples are birds. Now, another is mammalia. Class mammalia. They are warm-blooded animals. All the mammalians are warm-blooded animals. They have a four-chambered heart and they have mammary glands for the production of milk so that they can feed the young ones. And they give birth to young ones. They give birth to live young ones, but some may still lay eggs. Okay. So this is all about kingdom Animalia, different phylums of kingdom Animalia. And with this we finish this chapter, a very lengthy chapter, diversity in living organisms. Now the flow chart is given on page 95, table 7.36. Just go through the flow chart. This flow chart is nothing but it is the summary of kingdom Animalia, like we had a summary of kingdom Plantae. So similarly, this is the summary of kingdom Animalia. So just go through the flow chart and revise whatever we have discussed so far. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can clarify your doubts during clarification session. Thank you, students.
Cells are the smallest living units of an organism. All cells have three things in common, no matter what type of cell they are. All cells have a cell membrane, which separates the inside of the cell from its environment, cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like fluid, and DNA, which is the cell's genetic material. There are two broad categories of cells. The first category is eukaryotic cells. They have organelles, which include the nucleus and other special parts. Eukaryotic cells are more advanced, complex cells, such as those found in plants and animals. The second category is prokaryotic cells. They don't have a nucleus or membrane-enclosed organelles. They do have genetic material, but it's not contained within a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are always one-celled or unicellular organisms, such as bacteria. So, what are organelles? Organelle means little organ. Organelles are the specialized parts of a cell that have unique jobs to perform. Let's start with the nucleus, the control center of the cell. The nucleus contains DNA, or genetic material. DNA dictates what the cell is going to do and how it's going to do it. Chromatin is the tangled, spread-out form of DNA found inside the nuclear membrane. When a cell is ready to divide, DNA condenses into structures known as chromosomes. The nucleus also contains a nucleolus, which is a structure where ribosomes are made. After ribosomes leave the nucleus, they will have the important job of synthesizing or making proteins. Outside the nucleus, the ribosomes and the rest of the organelles float around in cytoplasm, which is the jelly-like substance. Ribosomes may wander freely within the cytoplasm or attach to the endoplasmic reticulum, sometimes abbreviated as ER. There are two types of ER. Rough ER has ribosomes attached to it, and smooth ER doesn't have ribosomes attached to it. The endoplasmic reticulum is a membrane-enclosed passageway for transporting materials, such as the proteins synthesized by ribosomes. Proteins and other materials emerge from the endoplasmic reticulum in small vesicles, where the Golgi apparatus, sometimes called the Golgi body, receives them. As proteins move through the Golgi body, they're customized into forms that the cell can use. The Golgi body does this by folding the proteins into usable shapes, or adding other materials onto them, such as lipids or carbohydrates. Vacuoles are sac-like structures that store different materials. Here, in this plant cell, the central vacuole stores water. Going back to the animal cell, you will see an organelle called a lysosome. Lysosomes are the garbage collectors that take in damaged or worn-out cell parts. They are filled with enzymes that break down this cellular debris. The mitochondrion is an organelle that is the powerhouse for both animal and plant cells. During a process called cellular respiration, the mitochondria make ATP molecules that provide the energy for all of the cell's activities. Cells that need more energy have more mitochondria. Meanwhile, the cell maintains its shape through a cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton includes the thread-like microfilaments, which are made of protein, and microtubules, which are thin, hollow tubes. Some organisms, such as plants, that are photoautotrophic, meaning they capture sunlight for energy, have cells with an organelle called a chloroplast. The chloroplast is where photosynthesis happens. It's green because it has a green pigment called chlorophyll. Plant cells also have a cell wall outside of their cell membranes that shape, support, and protect the plant cell. Animal cells never have a cell wall. There are many other unique structures that only some cells have. Here are just a few. In humans, for example, the respiratory tract is lined with cells that have cilia. These are microscopic hair-like projections that can move in waves. This feature helps trap inhaled particles in the air and expels them when you cough. Another unique feature in some cells is flagella. Some bacteria have flagella. A flagellum is like a little tail that can help a cell move or propel itself. The only human cell that has a flagellum is a sperm cell. In summary, remember, eukaryotic cells are plant and animal cells with a nucleus and membrane-enclosed organelles, while prokaryotic cells are unicellular organisms without these things. All cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and genetic material. And even though only plant cells have chloroplasts, both plant and animal cells have mitochondria.